evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Chloe Feng. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Hong Kong's Siobhan Haughey cruises to a gold medal at the Asian Games. Hong Kong's securities watchdog finally unveils list of crypto exchanges applying for a license days after refusing to do so. And NASA's spacecraft successfully brings back asteroid samples, which scientists hope can unveil the origins of life. We start with the latest action from the Asian Games. Hong Kong swimmers bagged 2 more medals tonight, with Siobhan Haughey setting a new Games record on her way to a gold in the 200-meter freestyle. Haughey, who only qualified 5th, was placed in lane 2 of the final, but it soon became clear that the Olympic silver medalist was conserving her energy. She blitzed the rest of the field before even reaching halfway point and cruised to victory with a time of 1 minute and 54 seconds, a new Games record. China's Li Bingjie was second, while compatriot Liu Yaxin took bronze. In the men's 50 meters freestyle, Hong Kong's Ying Ho tore through the water to clinch silver in 21.87 seconds. Ji Yuchan of South Korea took gold with a Games record time of 21.72 seconds, with China's Pan Zhanle rounded up the podium. Hong Kong's securities regulator revealed that 4 cryptocurrency exchanges have formally applied for a retail trading license after refusing to do so last week. The Securities and Futures Commission also denied it had acted too late in the JPEX scandal. The Securities and Futures Commission, or SFC, has finally published a list of companies which have submitted license applications to operate cryptocurrency retail trading services in Hong Kong. The watchdog refused to disclose the names of the applicants last week, saying it could mislead investors. Chief Executive Julia Leung admitted it made the U-turn because of public demand.
Being on the list does not mean that the applicant actually can comply with the SFC's requirements, and also that they remain unregulated and unlicensed until we process and actually approve their application. So we would again reinforce the investor education message that you should be trading only on licensed platforms.
4 companies are now applying for a permit after a mandatory licensing regime came into force in June. 2 platforms, OSL Exchange and HKIBC Exchange, obtained a license before that. The watchdog also responded to criticism that it was too late to shut down JPEX after placing the firm on its alert list last year.
In June 2023, the AMLO came into full effect. At that time, enforcement commenced a more formal fraud investigation. As a result of that investigation, we issued the September 13th, 2023 warning, and we referred the matter to the police. We are exploring with the police, discussing with the police, establishing a dedicated channel to share information and to more specifically assist them in their investigation on JPEX.
So far, more than 2,300 people have filed complaints to the police over investments in JPEX, involving a sum of over $1.4 billion. A police investigation is underway to determine if there was negligence or criminal elements involved in the deaths of 2 construction workers yesterday. The probe came after reports suggested the project manager left the site without conducting a proper risk evaluation. Raymond Yang tells us more.
Detectives arrived at the work site on Austin Road West this afternoon, hoping to get to the bottom of an industrial accident which left the city in grief and anger. 2 workers aged 61 and 63 were found unconscious yesterday morning. after allegedly inhaling toxic sewer gas while replacing pipes for a seawater cooling system of the nearby Elements shopping mall. Both were certified dead at hospital. The two men were supposed to clock out on Saturday afternoon, but instead went missing for at least 13 hours before their supervisor found out about the tragedy. Reports suggested that the project manager left the site without completing a risk assessment. Another worker tried to look for the pair, but abandoned the search after finding the underground site was locked. According to industrial regulations, a person must be stationed outside a confined space and maintain communication with the workers inside. Those who go in shall also be equipped with breathing apparatus and a safety harness. Police are now determining if anyone had breached the rules. Plainclothes officers talked to representatives from the contractor and gathered evidence, but left without speaking to the media. Raymond Yang, HKIBC.
The head of the Hong Kong Journalists Association has been sentenced to 5 days in jail after a court found him guilty of obstructing a police officer. Rong San Chen, a veteran journalist with online news outlet Channel C, was covering an assignment in Mong Kok last September when he was stopped by a plainclothes officer. Chen refused the policeman's request for an identity card check and was eventually arrested. Handing down the verdict, West Kowloon Magistrate Karen Lam slammed Chen for deliberately delaying police from carrying out their duties and causing a scene. Chen has been granted bail pending appeal. Turning overseas, Serbia and Kosovo have traded accusations over a deadly clash between ethnic Serb gunmen and police in northern Kosovo. One policeman and 3 assailants were killed in the shootout as tensions in the Balkan region reach boiling point. Azam Khan reports.
Decades-long tensions between the bitter Balkan neighbors are boiling over once again. Kosovo authorities said about 30 heavily armed gunmen descended onto Banska, a small village near the border with Serbia. Police arriving at the scene found a bridge leading to the village's entrance was blocked. The officers were then ambushed, coming under fire from weapons which included grenade launchers. One policeman was killed, with another wounded. The gunmen eventually barricaded themselves inside an Orthodox monastery and traded gunfire with police for hours. 3 assailants were shot dead, 6 others were arrested, while the rest remain at large. Kosovo Prime Minister Albin Kurti accused Serbia of orchestrating what he called a terrorist attack. His Serbian counterpart, Aleksandar Vučić, was quick to dismiss the allegations and pointed the finger at Kurti for instigating the chaos. The clash was one of the gravest escalations in Kosovo in years. It comes just weeks after both sides tried to normalize ties through mediation from the European Union to end months of mounting unrest. A former Serbian province, Kosovo unilaterally declared independence in 2008. But Belgrade, as well as its key allies China and Russia, never recognized Kosovo's status. Azam Khan, HKIBC.
A NASA spacecraft has successfully delivered a capsule filled with rocks and dust from an asteroid formed by remnants of the early solar system. The 7-year mission could offer scientists the chance to learn more about the origins of life. Here's Azam Khan again.
A capsule carrying NASA's first asteroid samples was retrieved after it touched down on a desert in the U.S. state of Utah. That capped a 7-year space expedition covering a mind-boggling 6.2 billion kilometers. The capsule was dropped from an altitude of about 100,000 kilometers by the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft, which performed a flyby of the Earth instead of returning to the blue planet. The pristine samples collected from an asteroid called Bennu in 2020 are believed to be the leftover building blocks from the dawn of the solar system and could offer clues on how the Earth and life was formed. Scientists believe that the carbon-rich asteroids, like Bennu, crashed into the Earth in the planet's early formation years, bringing with it elements like water. NASA embarked on the $1 billion mission in 2016, sending OSIRIS-REx to Bennu. The spacecraft reached the asteroid 2 years later and successfully gathered dust and pebbles with a vacuum device. After its first delivery, OSIRIS-REx is now off to hunt for another asteroid. It is the third asteroid sample collection mission in the world, with Japan pulling off the feat twice in 2010 and 2020, although the specimens collected were smaller. The half a pound of material will now be flown to a NASA lab in Houston, where it will be cataloged, studied, divided, and shared with scientists around the world. Azam Khan, HKIBC.
The Hong Kong stock market began the week with hefty losses, plunging 1.8% in the biggest single-day drop in 3 weeks. Property shares led the slide after mainland developer China Evergrande cancelled creditor meetings due to worse-than-expected sales. A look at the markets. The Hang Seng Index closed down 328 points. Top 10 active stocks, Tencent down $9.20, Tracker Found lost 36 cents, Meituan down $3.60, and Alibaba down $1.55. AIA down $1.75, Li Auto down $12.10, and China Mobile lost $1.25. On to the weather now. Fine weather tomorrow with a sizzling afternoon. Temperatures will range between 28 and 33 degrees. Expect some showers to return later in the week. And that is our main news for Monday night. Join us for more news at 11. I'm Chloe Feng. Thank you for watching. Good night.